Modern capitalism has, in my view, but that's a long story, reached the end of its rope, and it cannot survive as a system. And what we are seeing is the structural crisis of the system. So the structural crisis goes on for a long time. It really started, in my view, more or less in the 1970s. It will go on for another 20, 30, 40 years. It's not a crisis of a year or of a short moment. It's a major structural unfolding of a system, and we're in transition to another system. And in fact, the real political struggle that's going on in the world, though most people refuse to recognize it, is not about capitalism, should we have it or should we not have it, but what should replace it. Well, I would like a more relatively democratic, more relatively egalitarian world. That's one view. We've never had that in the history of the world. It's possible. The other view is that you have a very unequal, polarizing, exploitative system. It doesn't have to be capitalism. Capitalism is that, but you can do that in many other ways, some of which may be far worse than capitalism.
They represent the work of the world and the markets of the world. Not very evenly distributed, are they? And here are the industrial areas where people produce goods, generally different goods in different countries. Not evenly spread around the world here either. And the resources used by these people in these industries, they are unevenly distributed.
Gaddafi once said,
So
the
as
Arab
the world of
nation
nations
needs someone
becomes
to
more
make it weep
independent,
and not laugh.
Across the trade lanes
That
move
he has set
certain
himself
goods.
to do.
from the countries producing more than they can use to other countries whose people want and need these things. Sometimes the balance is disrupted when governments impose trade restrictions, as when certain industries request protection, perhaps by a tariff wall, protection from foreign competition.